Hello, my brothers and my sisters, and welcome to vibritehealing.tumblr.com. This is the first of many videos to come about the tarot of the day. Now, I shuffled these cards and I asked them for the collective consciousness of the day to just give me some information about what we can be expecting for the collective consciousness of the day. I cut the deck 4 times. There was no particular reason. Some people cut 3, some people cut 7, some people cut 1s. The cards kind of just told me to cut them 4 times, and so I did. And every day it might be different, who knows? They tell me different things. I'm going to be putting the cards back together in a pile, just depending on how they tell me they want to be placed. Now, for some reason with this deck today, it's asking me to go 3 cards in. So sometimes I pull out 1 card and I read that card for the day. That is usually how I do it on my Instagram, which is Vibrite. But today it's telling me to do 3 cards. So I'm going to be doing 3 cards of the day. And sometimes people interpret this as what you should be taking with you, what is the issue, and what you should be leaving behind. But I don't know, with this deck it feels a little different. This deck, it kind of just feels like it's just kind of explaining to me information about my day, or the day of the collective consciousness. So here we have decision, which is the 2 of bows. Now, the bow represents the flow of energy in a sense, not just potential energy latent within any situation, but the need to direct and manage that energy to achieve your goals. So this might be discussing things that you have in your subconscious that you've been trying to figure out a way to bring into your conscious life, into your daily life. And it's talking about having that energy, taking that energy from the bow, pulling back, which is into the depths of your soul, and kind of figuring out, making a decision in order to help you move forward with whatever it is that needs to come out. A lot of times this means getting into the mind, going into the mind and figuring out what might be the best for you. But when we make a decision, that is one of the most important things we can do. Indecisiveness leads to us sending out a vibration into the universe of uncertainty, perhaps anxiety and stress about a situation. When you make the decision, you'll see that you're pulling the arrow backwards, and as the arrow flies forward, the arrow is kind of a symbol of you crossing that threshold, releasing that vibration into the universe and saying, hey, I know exactly what it is that I desire at this moment. I have made my decision. I have gone into my mind and I have pulled out the tools that I need, the tools that are necessary in order to push through with this decision. The next card that we have is the 6 of Vessels, Reunion. Now, this is one of my favorite cards, actually, because it symbolizes a lot of things coming up from a past life, perhaps. Perhaps a reunion with somebody from another time that you may not be aware that they're from another time, or just friends and companions, maybe family members that you haven't seen in a while, that are going to kind of assist you on the journey through your life. Perhaps they're there to help you celebrate, perhaps they're there to guide you, but a lot of this has to do with assistance in pushing forward through our life goals and our soul purpose. So the first card that we have is the 2 of bows, decision, and then the 6 of Vessels, reunion. So perhaps this person, this group of people, or this reunion that you're going to have is going to assist you with the decisions that you're making. Perhaps they're going to help you to realize and recognize aspects of your mind and yourself that you kind of go throughout your day without acknowledging, because we don't like to judge ourselves, or when we do, sometimes it's not in a positive light, sometimes it is overly positive, and maybe it's not realistic because we have very biased opinions of ourselves. So perhaps this person, this reunion, is going to assist you in seeing things a lot more clearly, which will essentially help you to get that arrow onto the bow and crossing that threshold of the universe to send out that vibration that you require in order to move forward. The next card that we have is Generosity, which is a very awesome, kind card. I really appreciate this card. This is the 9 of Vessels. this card really talks about paying it forward. I mean, it talks about when you're planting your seeds and you're collecting your fruit for the day, that you pay it forward. You give fruit to the community. You give what you can to the people around you that care about you, because when you do, the universe responds to that and allows you to have more abundance. Now, you don't do this with the purpose of receiving more abundance. You do this from a place of kindness in your heart. You act in generosity. Now, this could be you desiring generosity, or this could be you giving out that generosity to people who may be in need. So this kind of is an interesting spread for the day, because it's talking about making decisions, having that reunion with somebody that's either from a past life, or a time in your past, somebody you might not have seen in a while, somebody that's going to help you to push forward and possibly help you to make that decision. And it's telling you to be kind and be generous, or that this person will be kind and generous to you, and it'll result in a lot of abundance in your life, which also setting that intention, creating that vibration of solidifying your decision, also results in allowing that abundance and that opportunity to flow into your life. So overall, I can say this is a great spread for the day. Now, if you walk around with mindfulness of this spread and you tell yourself, wow, maybe you don't meet that person on this exact day, but maybe you remember a reunion that you had, and how it affected you, how it brought up these thoughts and this willingness to make that decision. And maybe you reach out to somebody for the purpose of reuniting. Maybe there's somebody that you've been thinking of, and maybe you have something to give them. Maybe you have to give them the advice. Maybe they have to give you the advice. That act of giving is that generosity. So walk around with mindfulness today. Walk around with mindfulness and be open. Be open to a lot of things, and go into your mind and figure out what it is that you need to push out into the universe and how you're going to go about doing that. Think about the tools necessary in order to do that. And then, we want you to string that bow and put that arrow onto that bow. And we want you to set that arrow forth into the universe. Thank you for tuning in at vibritehealing.tumblr.com. I'll be giving you another reading tomorrow, but until then, you be well.